Good morning, humans. I am still on my Cairns trip and it's almost 7 a.m. and I wanted to give y'all a little tour of where I'm staying and the surrounding areas and just talk about my trip so far. It is my second last day here. There's a car coming home. It's my second last day here and yeah, it's been really fast. This is where I'm staying. Agincourt Holiday Agincourt Holiday Apartments. I'm staying here and it's right opposite Clifton Beach. Literally, I will show y'all when I walk to that side. Just walk across the road and literally there's a beach here. But this is quite far from Cairns City, so this is like a 25-minute drive to Cairns City, like the central area of Cairns, like the city area. That's the difference between this place and the city. Is like this one's like a resort. It's like right opposite the beach, and in the city there's also a beach, but then you're in like the city urban area. This is more like sort of resort like, yeah. And this is park for Agincourt and there's cameras everywhere. The thing is with this place also, actually, before I forget, everyone gets their own allocated parking spot. When you get a room, you get your own allocated parking spot. So here, it's not like we park anywhere we want. That's a free spot. You got to park in your designated spot. Actually, I'll show you the pool before I keep talking about this. This is the car park to me. Let me just show you all. There's so many tall trees, like there's a lot of tall trees. There's a lot of tall trees. 360, I don't know what this angle is. The pool is right by here. It opens from 7:30 a.m. to 10 p.m. This is the pool. It's a very clean looking pool, and I was sitting on like one of those chairs over there yesterday and it was shady over there, so I was just sitting there chilling, and I'm not going in because pool hours are not operating yet and I don't want to get in trouble. Literally trees by the pool like this. There's actually a mango tree over there, There's actually a mango tree over there, which is really cool. All right, onward to the beach. So there's like two ways to get to the beach from this, where I'm standing right. One is out that way, which I didn't know about the entrance here until like 2 days in. I went around that way. It's like around the main road and then get to the beach. This is a different, and this is a short way. So let me just show y'all again. So that is the car park entrance. Let me show you the main reception too. There's like 3 floors to this. So I'm on the first floor. Seems to be 4 floors. There's stairs, there's an elevator. And this is like free info stuff about what to do in Cairns, which there's a lot of things to do. I also did the sky rail here, which is really cool. I didn't go snorkeling, maybe next time when I know how to swim. This entrance, and literally the beach is right there. The beach is right there. Main entrance is right here. That means the reception's right here. Reception's right here. And then beach is right over there. I did time lapse this morning. I woke up at 5:20. I woke up at 5:30 yesterday. I woke up at 5:20 today. And I got a time lapse of the beach, which I will also be posting very likely in a separate video. And this is where I made some of my the video about me talking about overcoming challenging anxiety through action is when I was walking down this path the other day. I was just walking and I was just talking, and yeah, let me just flip the camera. That's Agincourt. This is the front entrance. Okay, actually, no, 4 floors, 1, 2, 3, 4. And on this street alone, there's quite a few beachfront apartments. Like on the back, the other side, the back street, there's also beachfront apartments as well. Yes, about the Agincourt beachfront apartment. The downside is it's weird. Like, I didn't know about this before, but they don't give us like extra shampoo, toiletries, and whatnot. It said in the book that they initially supplied like shampoo, soap, towels, and whatnot, toilet paper. But if we want extra, like if you run out of toilet paper and you want another roll, you gotta pay $1 for it. If you run out of shampoo, you gotta pay extra for it. If you want change in towels, you gotta pay for it. Which is really weird and annoying. I mean, the towel thing is understandable because in my room, actually I don't know about other rooms, probably don't, because my room is big as for 5 people. We can just rewash towels, but then I don't think the other smaller rooms necessarily have a washing machine. But yeah, changing towels, you have to pay extra. You want extra shampoo, toiletries, you gotta pay extra. And I find that really weird because literally all the other places I've been to, staying like in motels and hotels, I mean hotels you would have to, give me extra stuff. Like, I'm like, I ran out of shampoo, go ask them, they give me a bunch of shampoo. Not I have to pay 50 cents extra for every shampoo thing that I get. So that's the downside about this place. But the other, that's the only, and there were ants in my room. There is like a trail of ants in the house and my room. So that's also not great at all. But it is convenient right next to the beach, although there are many places in Cairns where there's beachfront accommodation. Also in my room there's Netflix, there's Foxtel, there is Netflix, there's YouTube, there is a smart TV in there. Relatively nice living area. Some stuff is rusty, as in like the pipes and the washing machine, and it just doesn't look great, but it's rated 4.6 stars, and honestly I would not rate it 4.6 stars. But yeah, I really don't know what it is with this mic, and I lost my footage before, as in it went completely mute again. It's just like every single video I film, there is a part of my video that goes mute and it doesn't record, even though the previous clip was just recording fine, and then the next clip just goes weird and I don't touch my buttons and press mute and change the settings, for fuck's sake. What was I saying? Yes, the thing, it's just like I lost my flow because I filmed it before and then I lost my audio, and now, anyway, there are mountains everywhere. I lost my flow, I'm so sad. Mountains everywhere, like there's beach on this side, and when I turn around, I'm sorry y'all, I lost my flow. I said it so much better before. There's mountains and everywhere, and when I landed in Cairns, I remember now, what was I saying? When I landed in Cairns, my first impressions of Cairns was literally mountains. My first impression of Cairns was literally mountains and greenery everywhere. Literally greenery everywhere, which is really cool. And it's very different from Melbourne, like a few things. Firstly, the weather. I guess now it's 7:15. Before I filmed it was 7:10. It's not scorching. Well, it is. It's really hot here compared to Melbourne. But right now, this time, it's not too hot and it's not freezing cold either, which is really, really nice. Like this weather's very ideal, and there's also cloud coverage, and it's not like scorching hot or freezing cold. Like I can just walk out in t-shirt and shorts, which is exactly what I'm doing now. You can't see the bottom half, but it's really ideal weather just to hang out and just be out in general. It's very pleasant, but during the day it gets like scorching hot. A lot of sunscreen, y'all. If y'all coming down to Cairns, sunscreen, because UV levels get really high and it's just burning. Humidity, it's more humid than Melbourne. I say Melbourne because I compare to Melbourne because Melbourne's my hometown. A lot more humid than Melbourne. However, not suffocating humid. Like if you've been to Vietnam before, it's not like that humid. Yeah. And I swam at the beach here specifically. This is the one opposite my apartment. This beach right here is Clifton Beach. And when I was swimming yesterday, it was really, well, like just going into the water, it wasn't freezing cold either. And coming out of the water, I wasn't standing there shivering because I'm wet. Like it's like this weather in general, like Cairns is like very ideal for like swimming. And on the beach, in going in, I recommend y'all be careful. I don't know about other beaches in Cairns, but this beach specifically, there are parts where it's sort of dipped. It's like sand. It isn't like flat all the way through in entering the water. It's sort of it's like this and then dips down a little bit, and then there's like a little gap, and then it goes up again, and there's like another little dip at some points where I was walking. So tread carefully and go in slowly because you might lose your footing as well. Also the water here, it just going in a few meters, like walking in a few meters, it goes up to here. It goes up to here, and then when it's a strong wave, it goes up to here for me. And I'm 174 centimeters. It goes really high. Whereas the beaches in Melbourne, I go in a few meters, the water's still below waist level. The tide here, I think, is higher because I go in a few meters. It gets up to like here. It's very different to the beaches I've experienced in Melbourne. I haven't been to other beaches in Cairns. Like I haven't been into the water specifically, but Clifton Beach here, it can get like pretty high, pretty fast. So I don't recommend going deeper out if y'all aren't strong swimmers like myself. Because it can be pretty dangerous. You might lose touch of the ground if you can't swim, and get sucked out to the ocean. So we don't want any of that. I filmed a 5-minute clip, and the audio cut out again, or the transmitter and the receiver didn't connect, and I lost all my audio again. I technically have backup recording, but I don't know if I actually have enough space on that because it only records for 7 hours, and I haven't like cleared it since I started this trip. Fuck's sake. If anyone uses Rode mics and knows why it keeps cutting out at random intervals, please help me. I forgot what I said at the start of the previous clip. But I was talking about, later in the clip, I was talking about how, see, I lost my flow. It's hard for me to like say it again with the same flow. So in Cairns, there's a lot of different accommodation options. The one I'm staying at is Beachfront apartment. So it's right opposite the beach. I sort of remember now. I'm staying at Clifton Beach, and it's sort of smack bang between Palm Cove, I think that's what it's called, like 4Ks north from here, and another area that's south. And this area that I'm staying at is like 25-30 minutes from Cairns City, 20 something K. So it's not within walkable distance. This is not within walkable distance of the city, this area that I'm staying in. And I do recommend considering your preferences and your accessibility accommodation needs, because say for example, there's no cafe here either. The nearest cafe would be in Palm Cove or somewhere else. Although there is one petrol station that also serves hot food 1k from my apartment. Sorry, it's a 15-minute walk, very manageable. It's on the main highway. You got to walk out to the main road, but it's not like previous areas where I stayed, like in Sydney and in Gold Coast, Surfers Paradise, where I walk out and it's like a city central area with like malls and cafes and restaurants and stuff. There isn't anything here really, specifically at Clifton Beach, besides the beach and one restaurant which doesn't open for half of the week. So yeah, it's not like I walk out and get to a cafe and get coffee. There is coffee at that gas station, but yeah, there's not many things. I personally prefer the city. It's the first time staying in a beachfront apartment, so my family and I wanted to try it, but it's nice. Like the beach is nice, and I did that very nice time lapse. So, but I'm more of a city person, I guess, because I grew up in the city area, and having nothing around is just something I'm not used to. But yeah, definitely consider what you'd like. Like, it's more peaceful here. Ow, my arm hurts. It's more peaceful here, and it's like away from like city like urban life. But it's also a lack of stuff here. So depends on what your preferences are. Definitely weigh up yeah, things and how far it takes to get to places. Like if you want to access the city a lot more quickly, maybe not have a car, then there are buses here. I don't know how often they run, but just weighing up like travel options too. Another thing I should say is that there's like no Starbucks here at all. Like there's no Starbucks here, and there's also no 7-Eleven here. There are slushies. I think there's a convenience store called Night Owl Convenience, and I think that's sort of like the 7-Eleven in Melbourne. Yeah, but there's no Starbucks here either, and there doesn't seem to be frozen Coke, no sugar at McDonald's too. So liking stuff here that I typically have access to in Melbourne, I guess it's also a very different area, and maybe Starbucks doesn't sell well with people here, and they can't make business here, which is a very high possibility too. It's like also, sorry, my brain's just like hopping from thing to thing. I do highly recommend going to Cairns. Like if you just want like a resort getaway, say if you're from interstate, as I not a local here, and want to travel somewhere, but don't want to go overseas, but you sort of want to go to like a tropical area where there's like beaches and mountains and the city as well, I do recommend Cairns. I do recommend Cairns because there's a lot of mountains here, shit ton of beaches, and a lot of aesthetic views. I went to see a lot of waterfalls too, and you can also go snorkeling and diving here. There's crocodile adventures, there's an aquarium too, there's a butterfly sanctuary, there's a rainforest village. There's a lot of stuff that you can do that's sort of not urbanized as well.